CharisMaggie here and welcome back to my channel. If you have watched my first two videos called The Big Move Part 1 and 2, then this video is kinda a follow-up to those. If you're new to my channel and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can just click the link that's supposed to be somewhere right here and also subscribe. In this video, I'm going to provide some tips on traveling, the things that you should do and the things you shouldn't do. So here we go, traveling tips, do's and don'ts. First off, by now you know that you're going to be traveling, so you need to book your flight, like duh, right? So with booking your flights, you are able to know if you have any layovers, and knowing if you have layovers or not gives you an idea of preparations you need to be making for your trip. So for example, if you need to book a hotel room because your layover is more than a couple of hours, or if you can simply crash at a friend's house that happens to be at that layover destination. The second thing that you want to do, start packing days in advance. Don't wait until the last minute. Trust me, you're going to need an extra suitcase, maybe you're going to need some extra ingredients like seasoning or spices, or maybe just some extra clothes, man. Packing in advance gives you an idea of what you need to keep, what you can get rid of because you don't really need it, and that helps you to know if you're going to be overweight with your luggage or not. I'm not sure when was the last time you traveled, but paying for an overweight luggage is a pain. It's not cheap, people, especially when you're paying for extra bags as well. So check those things online, see what airlines you're flying with, the destination you're flying to. They pretty much let you know the cost for overweight luggage and the cost for extra luggage. Number 3, when you're packing, you do not, never ever put your 50 ounce, okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you don't put something of that much content in your carry-on luggage, because trust me, when you go to security, they are going to throw that thing away and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, story time! So this January, I was going to Toronto and I had in my bag a face lotion. I kid you not, people, it was about this big, maybe. They threw it away. Yeah, because it was in my carry-on luggage, they threw it away. Up to this day, I'm still salty. Nowadays, the required amount of what you can carry in your carry-on luggage and what you can't carry is completely different from way back in the days. So right here are some examples of the acceptable sizes for what you can have in your carry-on luggage. Anything that is bigger than this has to go in your checked luggage, or else it goes in the garbage. Number 3, do not show up to the airport 30 minutes before your flight. No, don't do that, honey. Show up to the airport at least 2 hours. The reasons for this is because you have no idea how busy the airport is going to be. You're not the only one who's traveling on that day. There are lots more people traveling. Your check-in process can go smoother. Going through security can be smoother. And also, with all the time that you have on your hand, you can take a time to look around the airport, see what you like. You can get something to eat before you go on the plane, because if you haven't noticed by now, airplanes aren't giving those hot cooked meals anymore. You literally get a small bag of chips like this, or cookies, and juice, or water, or tea, or coffee. Anything else, you gotta buy that. Number 5, you need to have something which I like to call the travel pack. So your travel pack is going to include a travel blanket, a foam pillow, some headphones or earphones so you can plop them over, go right to sleep, and ignore people. Some fuzzy socks if you like to be comfy on your flight. I would recommend bringing one of these in your carry-on bags. Don't forget your sweater. For some reason, some airports, they like to turn up the AC as if they're trying to give you an experience of what the North Pole is like. So to avoid that uncomfortable atmosphere, have a sweater. Also, have in your bags wipes. In case you have a layover or you missed your flight and you have to catch another one probably the next day, you will have something to freshen up with. And for my ladies out there, ensure that you have some sanitary napkins in your bag. Number 6, dress comfy. Now this one is very important, and when I say dress comfy, I do not mean PJs comfy. I mean I still give a damn about how I look comfy. So wear a casual shirt, something like this, some normal jeans, some slippers or tennis, anything that doesn't require a lot of work to take off, because for shoes, stripper heels aren't gonna cut it, people. And you know those gladiator looking shoes, the one that like strap up all the way to the top? Those aren't going to cut it either, because guess what? When you go through security, you're gonna have to take your shoes off at some point in time, and it's gonna be a pain taking those off and having to put them back on. So normal flip-flops or those shoes that you just put your foot in and you're good to go, or tennis or sneakers because you're going to be walking a lot maybe. And hey, you never know what could happen. You could just happen to meet your hubby or wife at that very airport, and simply something as you deciding to wear PJs to the airport could have ruined your chances. Number 7, if you happen to get selected for random checks, do not argue with security, please. Just comply. Let them just do their normal routine, pat you down, whatever. Then you can go along your merry little way and have a nice day. Now, a heads up for all my girls who have braids or dreads and all of that. They are going to ask you to touch your hair just so they can feel if you're hiding anything in there. Like, because you know we're going to be carrying guns and stuff in that, right? I'm kidding, guys. But yeah, just be compliant, no arguments, and just have them do their jobs. They're just trying to do their jobs. And the last thing, this is not really a tip, it's just something that I think you need to know. When you're traveling and they say that you're allowed one personal item and a carry-on, your carry-on is like, it could be a backpack or it could be a luggage, like the small luggage that can hold on top the overhead bins. You cannot have more than that. Anything that's additional to that is going to be considered an additional piece of item, and you're going to have to check something in. So make sure that when you're traveling, you have just a carry-on and a personal item or a personal bag. So it could be a handbag. So there's really big bags that you can put a bunch of stuff in there, or it's probably a backpack, because if you're like me, you don't like walking around with one shoulder only having all the weight on it. I like both my shoulders doing the work, so I use a backpack. Well folks, that's it for today. I hope that this video was of some help. These are just some tips that I thought I would share based on some of my experiences when I've been traveling. I hope that they were useful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. At this time, I want to mention the situation that is happening in Haiti. For most of you who are probably aware, Haiti was struck by Hurricane Matthew and it left behind a lot of destruction. For many of you who probably don't know, I am a child to Haitian parents, and therefore I have family in Haiti. Don't worry, they're fine. But unfortunately for other families, they can't say the same thing. Some of them lost their lives, some of them lost pretty much everything, and they need your help. If there's any way that you can help Haiti, whether it's in your community, I know there are a lot of groups, community groups such as the Rotary or the Lions Club. They are doing a lot of service work. If you can volunteer, they accept donations in kind or cash. Please help out with that. Help your fellow neighbor. Let's not leave it up to only the first world countries to help. Us as third world countries, I think we can come together and help out our fellow sister Haiti. Before I leave, I want to say shout out to the guys who wrote the song for the instrumental of the song that has been playing throughout my video. The song is called Over Here and it's by Daily featuring Cons. It's produced by Taylor King. Big up on yourself, the song, I love it so much. And if you guys want to hear this song, I'm going to put it at the end of my video in my end card. There will be a link to it and you can go ahead and listen to it and check out the rest of their music. They're awesome, guys. Until next time, Maggie is out.
Now we can get it poppin' over here. We ain't gotta talk about it, baby, gotta be about it. We can get it poppin' over here. The gang be steady mobbing over here. We don't never talk about it, my nigga just been about it. Gang steady mobbing over here.